Something else that I wanted to say about being black and proud. I saw something that my friend Paul Turner posted on Facebook. He is a pastor in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, but he's also gay. And I'm going to actually link his YouTube down below, so please go check him out. He's really, really knowledgeable about everything regarding this subject, and you know, he talks about his celibacy and just his walk with Christ and how it looks for him. And something that he posted, I'm going to put it up here. It says, "I am not proud because I am gay. I was born gay. I'm proud because I'm not afraid anymore." I think that that's so profound, because I think that a lot of times people think, oh, if you're saying that you're proud, that means that, I don't know, if people think that something is bad and then you're saying that you're proud of it, that it's not received well. But being a part of the LGBTQ plus community is not bad. It's just not. I think this really articulated a lot of what I would say, is that I'm proud to be bisexual. It's that I'm just proud to know that I am bisexual and that I'm not afraid of being who I am. Because, yeah, everybody deserves to be happy and loved just the way they are. I hope that answers your question. So, I also got another question asking me about, from a parent's point of view, talking to their child who has recently come out to them. What is the best approach for not condemning your child? Okay, so that was one question. And then I also got asked, what did I need as a person to feel accepted and comfortable? What made me keep it in so long? What age did that feeling or desire come upon you, as in me? What are appropriate terms to use when it comes to terminology? So, really great questions. I think I said this earlier, but basically just telling your child that you love them and that you accept them and that you don't see them any differently is huge. My mom, literally like the best person that I know, she was like this with me, and it has really kept our relationship intact over the years. So I would just say to really just love your child unconditionally no matter what. Another question, what did you need as a person to feel accepted or comfortable? I just wanted to be listened to be heard, to be hugged if I needed it. Because I've gone through a lot of heartbreak even before I came out publicly. But my family, a lot of my family members knew before, and a lot of my friends knew before too. But I didn't really have everybody to talk to about these things. And I've kind of said some things here and there in my music, but I just needed to feel loved with those things. Just being able to talk and listen, to be listened to, it's huge. So just be there for your friend or your family member or your daughter or your son or whomever. Just be there for them. That's all they need. What made you keep it in so long? I didn't think I was going to be accepted or loved. I just didn't. I didn't think people would love me and accept me and care about me anymore if I said that this was who I am. I think we get conditioned a lot of times to not love who we are. So yeah, I think that that's a big reason why I chose to keep it in for so long, because, you know, growing up in the early 2000s and stuff like that, people were really, really cruel to the LGBTQ plus community, making all these gay jokes and saying things like, you're so gay, it's like it means that you're dumb or you're ridiculous or you're silly. To make gay and these other terms synonymous with each other, as if to say being stupid is also the same as being gay or being bi or being a lesbian or being whatever, was really, really, really ridiculous to me. I didn't know how to really navigate that when I was little, because I thought it was the truth, and so I just believed it, and I told myself, you know, I'm not gonna come out and I'm not gonna do this and do that because that's what people think of me. That's what people think of all the friends and family that I know who are like this. So I think that's a big reason why I said, you know what, I'm not going to come out because, you know, I just didn't think that people would see me in a good light. So yeah. Also, if I can be really honest about a big reason why I didn't come out, it was because I was really trying to consider the image of my family. A lot of people say that certain experiences in your life cause you to be this way, but there's no scientific evidence about this. But I know a big thing was that, you know, my dad was in a wheelchair for pretty much my whole life. Like, he had a stroke on my 6th birthday that completely immobilized him. And I thought that that was maybe a big reason why I was bisexual, was because I wasn't able to like have a strong father figure in my life. And, you know, and I don't know, it's just, my mom is like a really devout churchgoer, and so am I, and so was my dad, you know, after he was baptized. And I was worried about what they were going to receive with me coming out, but that's not my problem. It's not my responsibility. I have to live my own life, they have to live their own, and people have to deal with the things that they want to say to my parents or my mom and to me and to everybody else. It's not my responsibility. It's my responsibility to live my own life and to do what I, you know, need to do, and do what God needs me to do. So the age that I felt this way, started feeling this way, I've been this way my whole life, and everybody who is a part of the LGBTQ+ community will always tell you that. We have always felt like this. The earliest that I can remember being attracted to another guy was when I was in elementary school. I was attracted to this guy who also used to go to my school. I used to have pictures of him in my room all the time, and I thought it was just me thinking that he was my role model, but I actually had like a huge crush on him. And yeah, like I would just like follow him around all the time and like try to do all the things that he would do. And that was when I knew that I was sort of different. I wasn't really noticing any of my other friends doing the same things, so I started realizing, maybe I'm different. But I still also liked girls. Like, I was always trying to like kiss some girl and like hold some girl's hand and like do this and do that. But I also had that desire with some of my friends, and they were older or the same age or whatever, but yeah, I just always known. So the appropriate terms. So I mean, that really depends on everyone. I mean, I hear people saying things like LGBT community, LGBTQ community, LGBTQ+ community, the alphabet mafia, the queer community. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of things, but I think it's just best to ask the people who you are talking to what they prefer. But it's just like saying, are you African American or are you black? It's like everybody is black. So everybody is, as in terms of like black people, like everybody is black, right? But not everybody is African American. So I think the biggest thing is just asking people like what they identify as, if that makes sense. So I got another question from another friend, and this person asked me, do I think that David was bi? That's a really, really good question. David in the Bible. I don't know, actually. I've never really thought about it. I think that there's a possibility. I mean, even a lot of people think that Jesus was queer. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I've never really looked that up. But, I mean, I wouldn't say it's out of the question. I just don't know. I've never looked into it a lot. Like, I know that he loved Jonathan so much, and they were super close, and they were like great friends, and I don't know, maybe they were in love with each other, but, you know, they were just doing different stuff. And yeah, I've never really looked into it, but it's a good question. I also got asked, do you know how much you are loved? I think that's such an amazing, amazing question to ask me, and I'm really grateful for that question. So to answer you, it's hard for me to realize it sometimes, but I do know. It's hard for me to accept it sometimes, but I do know. Every day, I have so many people reaching out to me, telling me how much they love me, how much they want to be around me, how much it's so great to just know me. And I'm I'm really grateful for them. I'm really grateful for those people, those experiences, those conversations. So, yeah, I do know. Another question that I was asked is, what is something you would like non-affirming Christians to know? This is something that has been really on my heart, but I think I said earlier in the video that a lot of people will say that they don't agree. I don't really understand what people mean when they say that, though. What I'm getting at is, are you saying that you don't agree that it's not something that you want to yourself be a part of? In terms of, like, if a straight person is telling me that they don't agree, does that mean that they don't agree that they would ever do something that they think I would do? Or are they saying that they don't agree with how I could potentially live my life? Because that's another thing I don't like, is people saying that there's a certain homosexual lifestyle or a certain gay lifestyle. I'm bisexual, and yes, I'm very much attracted to men and also very much attracted to women. But does that mean that I am going here and doing this with that person and whatever? And no, it doesn't mean that at all. And if it did, that still doesn't mean that there's like a certain lifestyle in the LGBTQ plus community engage in. Let me flip that question back onto you, a straight viewer. What would you constitute as being a straight heterosexual lifestyle? Is it really just all about you having sex with another person that isn't the same sex as you? When you really reduce everything to sex, it sounds pretty messed up, huh? It is. So I would just encourage you to not think like that and realize that life is way more than just sex. That's the best advice that I could give. Another question that I was asked is this: in what direction do you see or hope to see Christianity, or more specifically Seventh-day Adventism, move in the coming years? This is a really, really hard question because I really do have to separate Christianity from Adventism. I don't think that they're synonymous to me anymore at this point. I really don't. What I mean by that is that a lot of people are Adventists, but they're not Christians. And a lot of Christians are not Adventists. A lot of actual Christians are not Adventists. Like I said earlier, I work at an Episcopal church, and they accept all people from the community, the queer community, and they love them, and they let them be in positions of ministry and power in the church. And I think that that's so amazing, because we're all people. Nobody is better than the other because they're straight, or because they're white, or because they're cisgendered, or because of anything. It doesn't matter your background. We're all people. We're all Homo sapiens. So think about it. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding. But what I'm trying to get at is that nobody is better than any other person because of anything, no matter what. I'm not better than you for being a man, if you're a woman watching this. I'm not better than you because I'm black. I can't ever think that I'm just better than anybody simply because of who I am. Because I'm just who I am, and you are just who you are. So, I think that Christianity is definitely progressing, and I think that it's going to progress a lot more in the coming years. I think it's going to look even more accepting and even more unconditionally loving. I don't know about Adventism though. I don't know. There's still so many people who are being raised as teenagers, as little kids, as young adults, to condemn people who are not like them, or to condemn themselves. And it's not healthy, and it's not right, and it's not okay. So I don't know. I don't know what it would look like for Adventism. I hope that it would get better, but I know that that's probably not realistic, in my opinion, to say. So, yeah.